Hello. Your girl Amber here, and welcome to Vision Defined Women's Realignment June Session 3. Okay, we have been working intentionally and on purpose this whole month to be intentional about realigning different aspects of our life here in our community. So that we are not total strangers, I am going to introduce myself, tell you a little bit about Vision Defined Women, and then we're going to jump into a hot topic, one that I'm interested in learning from because I'm not yet there, but and being connected to so many women, I know that today's topic is going to really enlighten and encourage us to be intentional with our health. So before we move forward, I want to pause and give you the opportunity to just slow on down. You might be at work, you might be commuting, you might be watching this replay with your kids running around. You know, it happens. I want to encourage you to get a notebook or your phone and be prepared to take some notes today, because you never know what gems, what nuggets might be thrown at you as we go through our conversation. Okay, so again, I'm Amber, visionary of Vision Defined Women. We are an online community that helps women prioritize, organize, and execute their personal goals, their passion projects, and their kingdom God-given assignments. Within our community, we provide encouragement, motivation, prayer, accountability, time management, business networking, health resources, workshops, events, and more. We welcome all women ages 30 plus who just need to be intentional, who need to meet new people outside of their original family or friend circles. If you decide to ever participate in our online community, you will be encouraged to prioritize yourself as a woman. You will be encouraged to grow in your faith and self-confidence. You will be challenged to execute your goals intentionally. How many times have I said that since we started? Intentional is like my power word because it makes you have to move. You can't be stagnant if you're being intentional. If you join, you will also become more focused and organized in your life as a woman, as a wife, as a mother, as a business owner. You'll learn how to operate in a community and let it work for you. Okay, you'll learn how to put fear aside and embrace your own uniqueness so you can thrive. Power word number 2. We encourage you not to do life alone. There's a lot going on out here in the world, but community is really where it's at. So we encourage you to get and stay connected and learn more by visiting visiondefinedwomen.com. Okay, so now that we got our intros done, we're going to jump right in today's conversation. I want to give a quick bio of our phenomenal speaker of the hour. She's going to be talking to us about preparing for aging, menopause, and beyond. Now, I'm only 37. I just hit 37, and I ain't thinking about no menopause, but I am the type of female I try to be proactive in my life, okay? I try to be resourceful. Before I get to something, I like to surround myself with other women and other resources to prepare me so that when I have to cross that bridge or have to go down that part of my life, I'm not blindly walking through. So if you are young or older or in the middle of premenopause or menopause or just 20 years old, this is for you, ladies. This is for everybody here. Everybody here, put your listening ears on, because I have the one and only Boayue in the building. Okay, let me bring her up here. Say hey, Juan.
Hi, everybody.
We are going to be talking about some good goodies today. But before we do that, let me properly introduce my sister friend. We've known each other for many years, and Boayue has always been true to wellness. Like anybody who knows Boayue, you think of wellness. So I'm going to read really briefly her bio, and then she's going to take it away today to give us the insight, the wisdom, and the knowledge that we could use, whether, again, we're younger or older, to help us be intentional about our health. So Boayue began her journey as a wellness advocate through a personal crisis at the age of 19, y'all. Okay, she was diagnosed with an ovarian cyst that made her confront her poor eating habits and imbalanced lifestyle. Sound familiar? Okay. After counsel with a holistic doctor, she began a lifelong wellness journey of personal fulfillment and community advocacy. And she is very intentional about her work. Okay. Realizing how the mind, body, and soul and spirit play a vital role in a person's and community's overall wellness, Wame developed the Mark Total Body Wellness Network as a wellness company that fuses the facets of fitness, nutrition, spiritual wellness, mental wellness, and financial wellness together, offering a synergistic, love that word, a network of services and partnerships which provide the tools individuals and communities need to experience the blessings and benefits of total body wellness. Her life's mission is to inspire and empower individuals, families, and communities worldwide. Hey, and she does
Yes.
that. She does that. So without further ado, we give you a round of applause. Thank you so much for being here today. If you would like, go ahead and give us any other information that our audience should know about you, and then we'll get right into your awesome presentation.
I appreciate you so much, Amber, and I love you so much. It is just a joy to be on here today. You are truly a sister to me. You know, we one of those sisters. We don't always get to talk because we got a lot going on. I don't like to just use the word busy, but we have a lot going on.
We
And
intentionally
we're
busy though.
intentionally
We
busy.
out here doing things, okay? But we
We're
like
getting
this.
things
We still
done.
like this.
Yes, we're still like this. So we get back together, and it's like we don't skip a beat, and that's when you know you got those heart friendships, those divine connections. So I'm so grateful for that, and so blessed to be on here today, ladies. I love everything that Amber is doing in this platform that she's set with Vision Defined, so that you have access to the resources, the tools, the information, the conversations that you need so that you can enhance your life and you can grow and you can be the kingdom woman that God created you to be, right? That's what God has called us to be. You can see that in Titus 2 when he gives us those directives. But we all know that it takes time to become those women, and there are things that we have to overcome. Generally, we don't really get the wisdom that God requires of us until we become older. You see a lot in the Bible where wisdom is coming through age, it's coming through aging with grace. And one of the things we also see is a promise which says that our latter days will be greater. So as we begin this conversation, I want you to hold on to that promise. I want you to remember that there's a promise over your life as you're coming into the second stage of life, that God says that your latter days will be greater than your former. There's a lot of taboo around aging, a lot of conversations about what happens with a woman as she goes from her 20s into her 30s, into her 40s and beyond. I am 47 years old, and there's some things that I've discovered and things I will continue to discover. And I surround myself with women who are older because of the wisdom and the insight that they give me in my walk with the Lord and just in life in general. So today's conversation is going to be centered around how we age, right? And also what are we going to do to prepare our minds for menopause? What are we doing to prepare our minds for menopause? If you can see in the slide that we have coming up, the 4 stages of menopause, the 4 stages of menopause. If we move forward, just so that we can know what is going on with our bodies here. We've got 4 stages. We've got perimenopause. We've got a premenopause. We've got perimenopause. And then there's menopause itself. And then there's also postmenopause. So your body is going through a variety of changes as you age, as you come into the second half of life. For some people, this can even begin to happen at an earlier age in your late 30s. You may be beginning to experience night sweats and hormonal changes, and all sorts of things begin to happen. Your body will change. But I'm here today to let you know that your body can change and transform graciously. It can transform gracefully. All right. And as we move forward, our conversation today is definitely centered around making sure that this is a safe place, a place to grow, a place of resources, and a place of empowerment. So we want to make sure you ladies uh, go away from this conversation knowing that, wow, I got something out of it. I can reach out to Amber, I can reach out to Wame, and have this conversation further and see, maybe there's some one-on-one things that you need to discuss about where you are. But as you age, ladies, as we age, we are going to go through these phases of menopause. We are going to go through the pre and the peri and the post. And then we're going to get older and we're going to be seasoned. And it is what it is. But here's the thing that we need to recognize is that even though we're going through these changes, number one, we don't have to go through them alone. And we don't have to allow our minds to deteriorate. That's something God has given us. There's a word that in the word it says that we put on the mind of Christ. So having the mind of Christ secures us even as we age as women. And we can move forward on to into the next slide here. So we want to look at, what's going on in the brain. What's happening in our brains as we age, as we go through menopause. Menopause is classified as a reproductive transition, much like puberty, right? Remember when you first started your period, that was like a big deal. Like, oh my gosh, I am starting this new phase of life. I'm getting cramps, my breasts are swelling. All of these different neurological changes are happening. It's the same thing with menopause. The effects of menopause are also neurological. And it's a transition where you may notice many neurological symptoms, such as brain fog, memory loss, hot flashes, disturbed sleep, mood changes, and even forgetfulness. So, all of these things are because we have hormones, and hormones are released from various glands throughout a woman's body. It is through the proper release of these hormones that a woman's physiology can play like a symphony through her life. Isn't that something? Think of your life as a symphony, right? There's all sorts of different melodies throughout your life, right? Sometimes it's a dramatic, melodic sound, and sometimes it's more somber. Sometimes there's just deeper sounds. And this is how our bodies age. Sometimes the symphony is rollicking and deserves an ovation, while other times it's quiet and discordant. Sadly, menopause and the decreased release of hormones are often not well orchestrated and can result in symptoms that can be very concerning, including brain fog and memory loss. And this is an aspect that I think a lot of women get frustrated by. So, as a holistic wellness and fitness coach, this is something that I'm constantly researching. I'm constantly working on with my partners who have a variety of scope of expertise. The doctors that I work with, my scope is working within a person's lifestyle. So I come in to do the work with you on a personal level and to take an evaluation of exactly what's going on in your life. And then we begin to apply various tools for you to work on that lifestyle, for you to work on the things that need to change and transform in your life so that you can have an enhanced well-being. All right. And we can move forward into our next slide here. So we've got these different symptoms. Let's take a look at them, right? You get really hot, literally. Hot flashes come out of nowhere, and then it's paired with sweating and chills. This is what I'm going through right now. You get night sweats, sometimes even nightmares. These flashes can strike at night and can literally soak your entire bed. Okay, ladies out there who's going through it or you've been through it, you already know, right? You can even get dry in your vaginal area and lose estrogen. And this makes your vaginal tissue feel dry and even irritated. You're in your feeling all the time. I'm sorry, you're peeing all the time, and you're in your feelings as well. You're peeing all the time. You got to go to the bathroom constantly, and you'll have to do it like now. I got to go to the bathroom. You're moody, right? In your feelings all the time. This can release emotions that are very period like mood swings on steroids. And then wait, the brain fog. This is the norm for 2/3 of women with menopause. But I've got something to tell you. It does not have to be like that. These symptoms do not have to overtake your life. I am a living witness of number one, God has given us literally everything in the earth, right? Everything pertaining to life and to godliness. So remember that in this conversation that you have everything pertaining to life, meaning you have the nutritional things that you need. You have the things that you need as far as movement that you can do. You have the things that you need to do as far as strengthening your mind and your mindset. You have all of the tools, all of the resources, all of the promises that can help you move through and navigate graciously. And I do a series called Age with Grace. And Age with Grace came through women coming together and saying, hey, we need to start having this conversation centered around women aging and what they can do. So let's move to the next slide and look at a few things here. Aging with grace is a mindset. It truly is a mindset, right? It's a decision to strengthen our spiritual well being through prayer, meditation, and affirmation. I want to stay here for a moment. Now, there are things many women go through that can affect the mind. There are many older women who go through divorce, who go through situations with their children, who go through all sorts of things that begin to affect your mind and try to literally break you down. And you know who the culprit is behind all of that, right? That is nothing but the enemy. But I'm here to tell you today that through a prayer life and developing prayer and using the resources that God has given us through the word, we can overcome all of that, strengthening our spiritual well-being, strengthening how we view ourselves. What are we speaking over our lives? Every day, I take the time to speak over my life, no matter what I've been through, no matter what I've overcome. The moment of time that I am in now belongs to God, and He has given me the grace to move on into my life with assurance and with capabilities, knowing that my latter days are going to be greater than my former, knowing that He's given me everything pertaining to life and godliness. And what does that do? That begins to give you confidence, right? A lot of women lose confidence because their mindset is not stable within Christ, within His promises, within what He's told us. The other thing is developing healthy habits to create a sense of well-being and self-control. This is very, very important. This is something that I have embraced as I've gotten older. I recognize that, you know what? I don't want to be young. I'm not trying to be a 20 something year old, a 30 something year old. I recognize that I'm older. I embrace the wisdom that has come sometimes through many lessons we have to learn in life. But developing these healthy habits, being aware, is a part of wisdom. It's a part of wisdom to know what is in the food that I'm putting in my body. It's a part of wisdom to know what does my body need as far as movement and exercise. I don't have to go to the gym and lift heavy weights all day and try to be something, that my body physically can't handle, but I can walk. I can stretch. I can do a lot of things to strengthen my body. And so we want to continue to do that. We want to continue to discover, okay, what do I need to eat? What do I need to continue on this journey, right? Strengthening our bodies, strengthening our mindsets through developing these healthy habits, and then accepting this new stage of life with the grace to evolve, to mature in your mind, in your body, and in your spirit. This is so important. And it's something that I'm experiencing right now, right? I have given myself much grace to grow and to recognize there is the good, the bad, and the ugly that's happened in life. But where I am today as a woman is something that God can mold, and He can take all of the lessons I've learned. He can take the 2020 that is hindsight, and He can do something with that, which is to use that for the younger generation, which is to use that to be that wise woman builder. We used to do a Bible study called The Wise Woman Builder. Gosh, we didn't, for me personally, I don't think I really even understood that wouldn't be something that would really take root in my life until I got older. And now I'm starting to really embrace and understand what that means. So accepting this new stage of life with the grace to evolve, to mature our minds, our bodies, right? That is so important. Let's move forward and talk about some tips for maintaining a healthy lifestyle while you're aging, while you're coming into menopause. One of the first ones is exercise, being active. You want to mix resistance and impact exercise. What does that look like? For me, I'll give you an example. I love Pilates. I love those isometric holds and using my body and flexing my own muscles. It just makes me feel like a warrior. So that's something that I'm really into. For you, it may be the use of resistance bands, getting on one of my YouTube videos or somebody else that you really enjoy, and just exercising your body for 20 to 30 minutes. If you can, push it to an hour. If you can even go on a vigorous walk, that's very impactful as well. Making sure that you drink water, right? You can even add some berries and lemon and ginger and mint, infuse the water. Google infused water. But getting hydrated is so important because we lose a lot of water with all that sweating going on and all these different neurological changes happening with our body. The other thing is making sure you're getting a balance of fat, protein, and carbs whenever you eat, right? You want to have that nice balance. Also, calcium and vitamin D rich foods, because we begin to lose calcium. We begin to encounter things like osteoporosis. So you want to increase the calcium. I preferably like to get those sources from vegetables, from plant-based milks and things like that, because sometimes dairy may irritate your gut. But if you can handle dairy, get it from where you best see fit. Make sure that you consult with your doctor and those who are advising you on your wellness. Also, consuming a variety of high B vitamins from eggs. You can get that from broccoli, from salmon, and watch too the food sources. So, making sure that you are using food sources that are organic, right? That don't have glyphosate, which is a pesticide. It's really bad for your gut. GMOs, fillers, things like that. You want to be really mindful of. Really, really mindful of. All right, let's move forward to this picture. I love this picture. I just put it there because I want you to take a moment and I want you to just think about peace and what peace offers a person who is coming into the second half of life after you've been through all the different things. You've had to watch your children grow. You've had to go through so many different changes in your life. There is something about the peace of God that really nourishes your soul, and it helps you to center yourself so you can do all the things we just talked about, so that you're able to receive what he has for you in this time. One of the ways that I've been able to cultivate this peace is managing my time. So both Amber and I talked about how busy we are. We can be very busy women, but I also manage my time so that I have time to rest. Like Mondays, for instance, that is my time. I don't get out the bed till around 11 o'clock on Mondays, and it feels so good. I'll lay in my bed. I got my Bible, I got my reading materials, I got all the things that help me to cultivate that peace because of my very busy life. And many of you out there, you're busy ladies, you got a lot going on. So look at this picture and you see how centered she is. You see, it's almost like she's just embracing God's love for her. You want to make sure that you have that. You want to make sure you have that. And let's move forward. So, as we close, I want to just talk about cultivating the mind of Christ. This is so important, and this is what's going to keep us. As women age, we have a lifetime behind us of good and bad memories. If we're not mindful, our past can hinder us from truly living. Remember that God promises us that our latter days will be greater. We are to become wiser, more resilient, and even capable of greater works. This can only come through cultivating the mind of Christ. And that can be found in 1 Corinthians 2 and 16. And it says, "For who has known the mind of the Lord so as to instruct him?" Who has known that? Who but the women of God? Who but the older women who have lived life long enough to recognize how much we need God? Who? But we have the mind of Christ, ladies. We have the mind of Christ. We have the ability to slow down and recognize I don't need to be eating McDonald's anymore. I don't need all this junk food in my life. I can take it slow. I can, be wise when it comes to my decisions. I can do better. And then as you do better, you become wiser. I love what this says here to the right. Holy Spirit, it's a prayer. And we're going to pray this over ourselves as we begin to close. Holy Spirit, drive away from me all forms of sickness and disease. Restore strength to my body and joy to my spirit, so that in my renewed health I may bless and serve you now and forevermore. Isn't that just beautiful, right? As older women, who do we see serving in the church so much and in the four walls? You see the older women. We're definitely working on getting the younger women to come and do that, right? And we do that. That's our job, is to bring the younger women alongside us. But the older women are cultivating that servanthood, cultivating the love of God. And one of the things that's very, very important I want to leave you all with is forgiveness. Forgiveness. Do the work. You're not going to be able to do it all in one day, but make up your mind to forgive anything from your past, anything that is trying to hinder your future. And that will allow you to have joy in this process of aging. So, all of these things that we've discussed, these are things that I continue to encourage women in their lifestyle, in their journey, to just know that you can truly age with grace. You can embrace the second half of life with Jesus. You can embrace it with the power of the Holy Spirit. You can overcome anything, any obstacle that has tried to throw itself to you. You can definitely overcome it. So, ladies, I am so grateful I've been able to share this with you today. And I hope that it resonates with you. I hope that the conversation continues. You can definitely connect with me so that it can. We can do a one-on-one, or maybe you want to plug into some of my workshops and things I've got going on. I would love to connect with you. Okay, here are some of the ways you can connect with me. My website for the Mark Total Body Wellness Network is www.themarktotalbody.com. You can go there. You can also catch me on social media. If you're a Facebooker, you'll find me as Wame Boayue. If you're on Instagram, you can go to coach_wa. Also, you can visit the_Mark Total Body. And social media, we've got great content and things that really make you think and recognize all of the resources, all of the tools that you have. And it is just a pleasure being with you today. I hope this blessed you, and I hope that you know that God is truly with you, and that you can enter into this second age knowing that, wow, I can accomplish anything because I have the mind of Christ and I have everything pertaining to life, to godliness. I declare over myself that my latter days will be greater than my former. Nobody can take that from you. That's something you can hold on to, cultivate it so you become a wiser, kinder, more loving woman, and you can take all of the lessons that you've learned in life and you can really live. So let's do that together. Thank you again. Thank you, Amber, for having me.
Oh, you are most welcome. Give it up, give it up, give it up, give it up. I'm seeing some good comments over here in chat. This was so good. And so anybody who knows me know I like to recap. Okay. So here are all the nuggets in case you need to hear them one more again. Here we go. Aging with grace is a mindset. That was, that was a key nugget for me. I personally I'm not the person who's like, oh, I'm scared to age. I'm more so wanting to be proactive so I can age well. But I know for some people, aging is that scary thing, like, oh my gosh, I'm getting older.
Mm-hmm.
But when you say it's a mindset, it's kind of like a power word. Like you take your power back. Like I'm going to age very well. I'm going to age with grace, and so love that, love that, love that you talked about having the mind of Christ, cultivating the mind of Christ. And when I was listening to you, I was like, that's the top pillar, because as we know, once we get that in alignment, everything else tends to follow. And I can even say this myself: when I'm off, it's generally because I'm off with that part,
Yeah.
staying focused spiritually and then getting things in order. So I love that that's also part of your focus in your program. You talk about managing your time. Y'all know I'm always talking about time. Manage your time. Managing your time really, it just does so many things for managing your day, managing your mood. I know for me, if I'm disorganized, it affects my mood like none other.
Oh, yes.
You talked about taking care of yourself, slowing down, changing your eating, all the things. And so I again want to say thank you on behalf of the Vision Defined Women community for just taking a bit of your Tuesday to share this knowledge. And I do want to bring this back up because y'all know one thing about me is I like supporting people is what I do. So I want to again encourage everybody, connect with Wame. She has an amazing program, not just for aging with grace, but if you are in the Columbus area and you're looking for somebody to work out with, fitness, training, all of that, she is a viable resource that I personally recommend. So please feel free to connect with her directly. And just thank you again for your
You're
time.
so
This
welcome.
was so
Yeah.
wonderful. Any final remarks or anything before we close out that you just want to share? It could be off the cuff or just in your spirit.
I just feel so good. I really do. I am just so blessed, and I'm so grateful to the Lord for what He does. And everything I shared, ladies, really came from my heart, and I prayed about it, and I said, God, what do you want to say? To our sisters out there, and just again, just know you're not alone. Just know that you have sisterhood all around you in your community, in your local churches. There are women who have been through some things, and especially getting with older women. I surround myself with a lot of older women. I like to be around the older, wise ladies, the sassy ones too, to just tell it like it is and help you to grow, because we're going to grow through some things, and you need that support, people who aren't going to judge you or look at you any different as you work through some of your issues and
As you
things like that.
process, yeah. The
Yeah, so
process be real sometimes.
it be real, it gets very real, but you got that love, you got that support around you, and remember, it takes the mind of Christ to age with grace.
I love it. I love it. Well, we appreciate you. Thank you so much for your time. I'm going to say, ladies, here, we've been talking about realignment. I'll put this up here. June is realignment June. That is our power for this month. And realignment really is the action of changing or restoring something to a different or former position or state. So if you are in a place, again, where you are realigning your wellness, your health, we talked about a lot of things, but specifically your spiritual wellness and your health, now's the time to do that. You got some tools here. Take some of the things that was shared and be intentional. Create a game plan. And we know as women, if we are not intentional, because we help so many people and we manage so many things, if we don't prioritize ourselves, so many times we just won't get the help that we need. So if you needed permission today for somebody to say, hey, girl, realign, reset, refresh, whatever your word is, I'm just throwing it out there at you. Without any further ado, thank you so much for being a part of today's conversation. Do check out Wame. Check her out. Check her out. Check her out. And then lastly, if you are looking for a community who will help you in just different aspects, as a mom, as a wife, as a business owner, you need support with branding, marketing, we are here for you. Do check out visiondefinewomen.com this month, again, for Realignment June. It's a free month. So come on in, check it out, see if it's a good fit for you. We just want you to know that we are here to support you in your goals. And without any other thoughts, I'm trying to see if there's anything else. I don't think so. Have a great rest of your day and keep moving forward. God bless.
Bye, ladies.